Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. We're about to start this session. Let's start with the introduction here. Why UiPath? This session is an effort from Ingram Micro and UiPath for all the partners that are interested in joining the ecosystem with this vendor. So for today, the agenda for this session is going to be all about the opportunities around automation, what's going on right now in the market, what are some market trends that we found in our customers' organizations, and why UiPath, why we can embrace these opportunities through Ingram Micro and UiPath, what are some of the solutions and success stories that we have, how the UiPath Business Partner Program works, and if you are interested, you can also complete your registration. We're going to be sharing today the process around how to become a UiPath business partner during this presentation as well. So starting with the opportunity within automation, and by the way, you can share with us all your comments and questions through the chat window or through the Q&A panel. You have the Q&A and the chat window to interact with us during this presentation. So as I was mentioning you about the opportunity, what's the opportunity that we have around automation right now? So we've seen that in many industries, in organizations of any sizes, different segments, there's been an increase in apps per company, around a 70% increase in apps per company over the last 4 years. Now, most of the companies are spending billions of hours daily on manual tasks because all these additional applications in the environments results in additional manual processes. Adding an application doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to automate a process or that you are going to reduce the number of tasks. On contrary, you have additional manual processes, you spend more hours on manual tasks, which results in loss of productivity and lower job satisfaction. The employees have to interact with different applications. They have to manually update the information from one application to the other, because those applications doesn't necessarily share the information. They don't necessarily share the same processes or the same tasks. So this results in the users spending more time trying to share or to update the information from one application to the other, like for example in a process as simple as a an order process, right? Submitting an order, for example, having to share information from Excel to SAP to the CRM, for example. So we end up with more tasks and more time that our employees have to spend around a simple process in the organization. Now, a single process in a company, as I already mentioned in the example, could use multiple applications to deal with different tasks, and every company does it differently. We find that, for example, for deal analysis and execution, companies use around 5 different apps. And that's just for one single process, right? So you can multiply that for all the processes that your customers have within their organization and the different number of applications that they are already working with, or new applications that they are considering to interact with. So that's where our RPA opportunity is. RPA, robotic process automation, means using more smart tools and technologies, like, for example, software robots that can perform this wide range of defined actions within a process. So this can increase the employee satisfaction, this can increase the productivity, this is going to remove mundane tasks, manual tasks from their work days. It's going to reduce the amount of time that they spend around this, repetitive tasks that, of course, this reduces the productivity, this reduces the employee satisfaction. So when we remove them from those mundane tasks, that's how we can increase the satisfaction, and that's how we can actually increase the productivity in the business. So what we can do is create this end-to-end automation program that allows companies to gain the resilience, to increase the productivity, to adapt to changing market needs, and constantly improve these processes, right? Find easily find the ways that we can increase and improve the effectivity of the different processes. So a successful automation initiative starts with process analytics and with planning, of course, and this continues over the entire business transformation. When we add these software robots, it's easier for the company, for the business, for the different line of businesses, for the different users that are involved within the process to identify the areas of opportunity, right? What can we change from our process? What is actually slowing down the process? Like, is the information, the format that we work the information, for example. So things like that allows the company to enable that process analytics that they need in order to improve the overall process. Some of the benefits, of course, that come with RPA are, well, we already mentioned that this allows us to reduce the manual errors, the manual tasks, and of course, the manual errors. So we can increase the accuracy and we can reduce the costs, right? We can enable major cost savings for our customers. They don't have to spend more time around a single process. They are going to reduce the errors. They are going to increase the accuracy. They are going to reduce, for example, things like warranties that they have to put on for their customers. So the RPA robots can ramp up quickly to match the workload peaks. It's also going to increase the efficiency of the organization. It's going to allow our customers to respond to big demands and spikes, enabling greater resilience and boosting their productivity. Now, when we ask our customers, 60% of executives agree that RPA enables people to focus on more strategic work. So this is how we can increase also the employee engagement. Now, just a few automations in the organization can save up to 20 minutes of work per person daily. So we don't need to go crazy around all the different processes and the different use cases that we find in our customers' organization. We can just work with a couple of use cases, with a couple of processes, and we can deliver this amount of benefits, relevant benefits for the organization. As I already mentioned, this is relevant for companies of any sizes. Now, we can look for specific scenarios in our customers' conversation. Like, for example, if your customer is telling you that they are facing low productivity, that they are struggling with efficiency, low accuracy, that they are struggling with compliance, for example, they having negative customer or negative employee experience, they are dealing also with a low employee satisfaction. Enabling automation will allow them to make significant improvements in each of these different scenarios, if each of these different sectors that we just mentioned. Because automation can provide a significant boost to efficiency, to productivity when used to perform repetitive tasks, right? These repetitive tasks that do not require significant decision making every time that we engage with that particular process, right? It's just something that we need to complete every day, that is necessary for the business, that it's necessary to enable other business processes or other business use cases, but it's just a repetitive task. And it also can be used to automate the data entry, like, for example, for report generation or similar tasks. Or also to handle these activities that are time sensitive, like, for example, monitoring inventory levels, right? We need to make sure that we have all the necessary elements in our supply chain in order to keep on with the production line, for example, to keep on with the demands that the business needs in a particular time of the year, for example, so we can handle that information in a more effective way. So when we start enabling end-to-end automation, this is what builds the momentum behind RPA, because um, it is not only something that is going to be relevant for the IT departments, this is also that is going to be relevant for different lines of businesses within the same organization. And again, we are going to accelerate the business and we are going to liberate our employees of mundane and repetitive tasks that it's going to be relevant again for workers, for employees across every industry, different lines of businesses, different segments. And UiPath helps companies to run more smoothly, right? It's going to make teams happier and more productive, and ultimately it's going to create better experiences and results for our customers. This also comes with reduced costs and increased productivity. So you can enable a number of business outcomes for your customers, and at the same time you're also going to enable particular outcomes or specific results within a line of business or within different departments in the organization. So we can combine RPA's quantifiable value with the ease of implementation. Implementing RPA solutions is really easy compared to other enterprise technology initiatives, right? It's easy to see why RPA adoption has been accelerating worldwide, because this can help, as I already mentioned, different types of industries. It could also address very specific operational issues, and leaders of different functional areas from finance to customer service to market to human resources and beyond find that RPA really improves many processes, really improves the capacity, allows them to have faster throughput, fewer errors for particular processes, for key processes within the organization. If we talk to the CFO, for example, from the CFO's perspective, an investment in RPA technology delivers this rapid ROI and requires minimal upfront spending compared to other enterprise technology initiatives. Now, from the IT perspective, IT executives find that RPA can be implemented with little disruption. It doesn't require this complex implementation that is going to interrupt other processes or interrupt the processes or the operations for a long period of time. And because software robots can easily access and work with legacy systems, this can also become a key enabler for digital transformation. So we have this modern RPA technology that offers scalable enterprise-ready platforms for companies in different industries, in different verticals. And employees find that it's also easy to adopt this robot assistance into their everyday, right, into their work days. And RPA's low-code approach lets them become like this sort of developers, right, who can also build their own simple automations. You don't need um, you know, experts within the organization. You don't need to spend more time or budgets in training the users that are going to be interacting with these little robots, right? So now we know that we have a number of opportunities. We know that this tremendous value for our customers. Now, why UiPath? Why we are going to engage with UiPath? Why do you want to work with UiPath to integrate this offering into your organization, into your business? So definitely, UiPath is on the right path for becoming a leader in business automation, right? We have a revenue growth that it's, of millions of dollars from 1 million in 2015 to 1 billion in 2022, and this growth is sustained, right? And together with Ingram Micro, you have the support team that is going to be ready to work with you to support your business, to enable flexible finance solutions to remove any roadblock on the way, so you can thrive on your different business opportunities around automation. Now we have this new hyper automation model that is created specifically to support your UiPath's experience and to support your UiPath's opportunities, as well as engage with new businesses. So we have here that hyperautomation is actually the number one strategic technology trend according to Gartner. And the new direction is to unite technology into one end-to-end automation platform. And this is something that UiPath is capable of. UiPath is capable of providing support across every stage of the automation journey with RPA at its core. So as I already mentioned, you don't have to engage with automation, all the way for the entire organization, for the entire business at once, right? You can choose with your customer, you can work with your customer around the most strategic projects, the most sense of urgency, right, that we have right now in a particular process for a particular use case, and then you can start building that roadmap. And of course, we can make possible this end-to-end automation platform for the business, right? So you are going to be able to provide those automation tools for your customers throughout that roadmap and that life cycle that we can identify for the different solutions around specific or strategic processes within the organization. Now, RPA represents 54% of the revenue for labor-centric automation revenue, and this is growing at a 38.8 to 11.3 billion in 2026. So we expect a very interesting and relevant growth around this area. UiPath is in the top 5 RPA software providers worldwide. So again, this is why you should be, interested to work with UiPath, why you should look at UiPath's offering, and of course, with all the support of Ingram Micro, of the hyper automation services team of the Ingram Micro organization. Now, UiPath emerged as the leading RPA vendor for the third consecutive year in a row, with the highest revenue growth rate among the top 5 players at 56%, a little more of 56%. And this is the only vendor among the top 7 to grow its market share in 2021 from 28.5 in 2020 to 34% in 2021. So UiPath demonstrates that it has this strong brand awareness, that it has market stability, that it has viability, and it's always going to allow you to demonstrate this value or to transfer this value to your customers' organizations. We can grow with you and your customers' business, and we can also enable new ways to take the most out of the automation initiative. Now, regarding the product strategy, the UiPath's vision includes an integrated low-code platform that includes, of course, RPA, app development, intelligent document processing, process mining, test automation, cloud delivery, API integration. So again, the UiPath platform targets a broad range of user personas, a broad range of processes across the process automation lifecycle, right? Across the different process opportunities that you can find around your customer's business, from software engineers to business technologists to different fusion teams within a specific organization. And UiPath is by far the largest automation vendor by revenue. We have this large partner ecosystem, we have a global customer demand, and we have this compelling vision for building a platform that can meet customers' needs for automation. It has this strong presence in the business automation market. So customers who need to automate, like for example, could be a very industry specific process, they can leverage UiPath's automation specific ecosystem. Because this ecosystem provides industry experience, we have benchmarks and pre-created assets to augment the industry capabilities offered via the UiPath marketplace. And UiPath recently announced that we have this pre-built automation solutions for finance, for healthcare, and for other verticals use cases. We are going to be enabled to implement and to enable the automation initiatives for customers in pretty much any industry, any vertical, but particularly for finance, for healthcare, we have relevant use cases, very compelling use cases that are already demonstrating the value for our customers that are already working with the different solutions. Now, in a regular enterprise environment, it doesn't matter the industry, we are going to be able to find a lot of manual processes, right? These everyday tasks that employees have to engage with that include many repetitive low value activities are not precisely very exciting for the employee, but they need to do the job, right? So in a fully automated enterprise, people are free to focus on more strategic work, right? You can assign these everyday tasks to the robots. Those mundane tasks can be automated by the robots, and this saves hundreds of hours of work per day. We have 59% of workers that say that they could save at least 6 hours a week by eliminating these repetitive jobs, and that's what's going to be introduced in hundreds of hours of work per year. And again, these repetitive tasks are not precisely increasing the employee satisfaction all the way around. This is what actually plays a very relevant role in lowering the employee satisfaction levels, in the customer satisfaction levels as well, because we spend more time. It takes more time to, for example, send information to the customer, to identify the particular issue that a customer, for example, a user is reporting around, I don't know, a particular service or product. So we need to look at the everyday tasks that our employees and customers are engaged with, and how can we improve the overall experience and the overall satisfaction. So automation business opportunities are very interesting right now. 70% of customers rely on partner to get started with automation. They are looking for you, for your company, for your business to really start their automation journey. 90% of large organizations globally are adopting automation, and 3.6 trillion hours of work are automatable in developed countries alone. So again, we have a very interesting opportunity around automation for partners of any sizes, with companies with business of any sizes in different industries around the globe. And Ingram Micro is ready to help you build your automation practice with UiPath. So now we're going to share some success stories, some statistics around the automation market. So automation can be applied to 60% of manufacturing tasks, 43% of banking, financial, and insurance processes, and 36% of healthcare and social services activities. Again, this is just like the top three, right? This doesn't mean that these are the only industries that we can apply automation to. We are finding like more compelling use cases perhaps within these industries. This is where we find most of the opportunities. But again, automation is a relevant initiative for organizations in pretty much any industry, right? UiPath has powerful use cases in every industry: retail, public sector, telecom, of course, we already mentioned manufacturing, insurance, healthcare, banking in general, or financial services as well. Now, 175 is the average number of enterprise applications for a large company. And despite this massive investment in technology, we actually start this conversation around the number of applications that companies are adding to the everyday processes, to their environment. There's a 35% decrease in productivity. I also mentioned this at the beginning of the session. The more applications that companies add to the environment, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to reduce the time that they are actually automating a process all the way around, right? There is more manual labor involved. It takes more time to complete a particular process, and it's more error prone when we have to manually share the information, or, the data from one platform to the other, from one application to the other. So that's why connecting multiple applications, databases, and systems across the enterprise with this ready to build automation integration is decisive in solving a number of business challenges, right? And we have, again, a number of companies out there that have this particular scenario, that are struggling with this particular scenario. Now, UiPath natively integrates with the enterprise applications that your customers are already working with, right? Any application, you name it, we can enable that integration. We can extend their impact and become a fully automated enterprise. So you don't have to worry about the integration with your customers' existing investments. We have here a very specific use case to share. Spotify, of course, we already know this company. We are users of this company, or at some point we have used this application. So now, Spotify has always been a company whose success has been built on innovation, right? So now this also applies to harnessing technology to simplify their business processes as well. So they included this RPA to streamline their operations, right? So they started realizing in 2019 that they needed to impact lines of businesses like finance, customer service, legal, of course, tech, also procurement in the RPA, right? Or with RPA. So the consensus was that Spotify needed a more scalable platform that was easy to use, that was more flexible, more secure, more compliant, that is easy to deploy across the entire organization. So they started working with UiPath. And the more they work with the RP with UiPath's RPA solution, they keep sharing insights. They started learning more about new functionalities as the platform evolves, right? So they started incorporating new features, like, for example, process mining, test suite, document understanding, and now they are they become this really automated business. They can help the organization, the teams, to identify inefficiencies, to process execution gaps, and well, all to identify different opportunities for processes to improve, and new ways to enable the automation within different processes in the organization. Now, let's move the conversation to the partner program, right? How can you engage with UiPath as a partner? How can you become part of the UiPath's partner ecosystem and work with your customers around all these different opportunities that we just talked about, right? So the UiPath partner program is consolidated in 3 tiers: authorized, gold, and platinum. Now, in each tier, of course, we enable a particular value for our partners. Everything starts with the authorized tier. Now, the vision of the program is to build this best-in-class program that inspires partners to deliver customer value and to capture market share, right? And again, you're gonna be rewarded in the different tiers according to, of course, your development within the program, right? So the program is consistent, is simple, and it's also adaptable to our different partners' needs. Now, this is structured as, again, a multi-tier partner model, and partners can achieve their program tier upon meeting the revenue, but also the competency requirements for the different tiers. So um, we have this model that enables a number of benefits, a number of partner tools for the different tiers. Now, starting from the authorized tier, you also have product discounts. You can register your deals. You can access the partner portal, and of course, all the different partner tools that are feature on the partner portal, like the digital marketing center. You can use the different UiPath's partner logo according to your tiers, of course. You can participate in different webinars and activities. You can, receive all the updates, the different, newsletters that come straight from UiPath. So you have a number of benefits from the authorized tier. Now, of course, if you want to increase the benefits, if you want to increase the value, the profits around each and every business relationship that you engage with UiPath and your customers, the idea is to move to the gold tier, right? So in the gold tier, for example, the requirements are around the revenue, okay, the revenue impact, and of course the competences or the specializations, right? You need a certain number of individuals specialized in sales, in pre-sales, the certified advanced developer, the solution architect, the infrastructure engineer. So we have the numbers here, the number of individuals that must complete the different specializations. But if you want to stay in the authorized tier, you don't have any particular requirement. You just need to transact, you just need to keep transacting with UiPath, but you're not going to have a particular or specific requirement around specializations or around a revenue, an annual revenue, right? But again, it's in your best interest to become a gold UiPath partner, to consider these, to start working in your strategy in order to increase your revenue with UiPath. And as I already mentioned, from the authorized tier, you're going to have access to the partner portal where you're going to be able to find a number of resources, different guides, FQ8s. Like, for example, this is around the business relationship with UiPath, how the partner program works, the competency guide, how are you going to access the different resources for the specializations, for the different competencies, for the different roles, all the incentives that you can access to and how you are going to be able to claim those incentives. You have a number of guides, a number of documents that are featured within the partner portal, along with other different tools that UiPath also enables for the partners through that portal as well. Now, we mentioned that this business relationship is going to be through Ingram Micro, right? The model works that you as a partner are going to work with a distributor, in this case, Ingram Micro, so you can access the UiPath's offering. So why working with Ingram Micro? Of course, we have a number of members and SMEs in our team. I mentioned the hyper automation services team that we are also going to talk about in the upcoming slides. We have a global presence. We bring to the market the largest portfolio. We have a number of brands of vendors that you can also work with, right? We have the broadest solutions offering. We have a wide range of professional services. You have also credit and financing options with Ingram Micro. And you can enable the different initiatives and the different projects, solutions that your customers are looking for through the same distributor, right? Through the Ingram Micro offering. So you don't have to deal with different distributors in order to be able to enable different solutions or services with your customers. With Ingram Micro, you have everything that you need around the different technology leaders, hardware, software, services, financial services, anything that you need is featured within the Ingram Micro's portfolio. We also have a number of services, as I already mentioned. We have a services portfolio that is ready to work with you every step of the way, to work with you through the different stages of the life cycle of a particular solution or service for your customers, from consultative services, professional services,
enablement services, marketing, all the way through, recovering the different solutions when they reach the end of service, right? And as I already mentioned, we also have access to the finance solutions, right? The Ingram Micro Finance Solutions area is ready to address the significant deal complexity and the different risks caused by, for example, multi-year deals, right? Advanced billing, non-standard payment terms. We can help you to grow your business through the different financial services and the different financial offerings that you can access through the Ingram Micro organization. We have global presence, not only in terms of positioning the solutions or delivering the solutions, but also supporting those solutions through the global center of excellence. You can work with our experts that are all around the globe, that are ready to help you, and that they are also ready to help your customers. We have professional services. This is something that we already mentioned. But for example, starting with all the pre-sales process, right? Starting your hyper automation journey, for example, with your customers, we can start with the discovery services, more consultative services to help you identify the opportunities, particular opportunities with your customers, opportunities on different processes or different lines of business that probably your customers weren't aware of. And with the experience of our specialists, we can discover those opportunities. We can identify like key objectives, particular business outcomes that we are also be able to enable through automation, and we can develop that opportunity with you, right? We can develop the solution for your customers. We can work with you to deliver that solution. Also, we can train your customers, but also we can train your team, so you don't need to look for specialized training other with other partners or things like that. You have everything that you need with the Ingram Micro team, with the hyper automation services team. And we built this number of SKUs that it's going to be easy for you to identify the different services and to add those services to your opportunities, right? I could be consultative services, diagnostic services, development, maintenance, support, everything that you need. It's very easy to identify within the hyper automation services offering, right? And if you identify a particular opportunity that, for example, you don't have experience working with that particular industry or with that particular process, or your first automation opportunities, you don't need to have, or you don't need to be an enterprise solution provider with hundreds of employees to capitalize on those RPA opportunities, right? So usually RPA is a multi-market play, and the majority of companies are mid-size. Most of your customers probably are going to be companies with fewer than 100 employees, right? So if you leverage the Ingram Micro's hyper automation practice and all the expertise that we already have, we can get you started. We can be your consultants, right? And we can build up full scale solutions and services offerings over time working with you. So you don't need to lose any opportunity because you feel that you don't have the experience or the experts in your team to work with. You have Ingram Micro by your side. And the hyper automation practice is growing in every region, right? So every part of the team, it's practically global, right? We have an amount of advanced solutions portfolios. We have thousands of channel partners across the globe. We are leveraging the resources along with our partners, right? And the hyper automation practice is growing at a faster rate, right? We are capable to do more for you and your customers, and the demand for these services is also growing, and the expectations are high as RPA um, holds steady as one of the biggest professional services that our partners are attaching to all their opportunities today, right? So you can also work with Ingram Micro for your RPA opportunities, but for any other number of opportunities that you discover along with your customers. We have this UiPath microsite where you can take a look and learn more about all the different resources and how can you work with the Ingram Micro team. I'm going to share the link with you on the chat window so you can click on the link and take a look into all the different services and all the different solutions that you can enable through the Ingram Micro Hyper Automations team. Now, we're going to take a look into the process on how you can become an authorized UiPath partner. It's also a very simple process. The only thing that you need to do is log into the, well, not log into because you don't have an account right now, but just go to the UiPath partners website. I'm also going to share that link with you on the chat window. There you go. And you're going to see a banner like this, like the one that I have on the slide. You're going to click on the apply now button, and then the registration form is going to load on your browser, on your window, right? So the first thing that you need to do is to start with your contact information, your business email address. Okay, remember that all the fields that have this red mark, this little red star, are you need to fill that information. So in this case, your business email address and your country. Now, consider that the email address that you are going to enter in this application form is also going to be used as your admin account. You know, once you're authorized as a UI partner, you are going to use that business email address as your user to log in into your partner account, right? And from there, you can start managing access for the rest of your team members. Now, the system is going to send a verification code to that email address. So the other thing that you need to consider is that you have access to that email, right? To that email address. So for example, if you're gonna add a different email from, you know, a colleague, for example, make sure that that colleague is aware that it's going to receive an email with a verification code, and you need to enter that verification code in order to continue with this registration process. And from that point on, you just, you know, simply share information from your company, right? The contact information, who's going to be the business contact for your organization with UiPath, the first name, last name, the job title, contact information like the phone number, the business phone number, again, the business email, the type of contact. You need to add your website. That website needs to be, you know, up and running because they are going to verify this information, particularly the website information. And if you are currently reselling or deploying RPA products, yes or no. Okay. And we have additional information that you can also share with UiPath. You are going to complete, again, all the fields that are mandatory fields that have this little red star. And once you're ready, you just submit the form and you wait for the UiPath's response. So it's a very simple process. You don't need to upload any particular documents or information. You just need to complete the different fields in the form. Again, very basic information around your company, contact information, and that's pretty much it. Okay. Now, I don't see any questions or comments on the chat window nor the Q&A panel. So if right now you're interested in becoming a UiPath partner, or you already have an opportunity that you would like the Ingram Micro team to support you with, to work with our specialist, please take a minute to complete this form. I'm also copying that link on the chat window for you, or you can scan the QR code. It's pretty much the same. It's going to take you to the same form. And you can leave your information, you can share your information with us through that form. You can leave any comments or questions for our experts. so that way our team can reach out to you and work with your team and work, with any opportunities that you have, or help you, assist you with the registration process as a UiPath partner. So that was what we had for you today, what we wanted to share with you today during this presentation, during this session. So having said that, thanks for joining us. Thanks for making time for us today in your agenda. We hope that you found relevant information around the RPA opportunity, the opportunity with UiPath and Ingram Micro. So again, if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to share those through the survey. If you need additional information or you want a local representative to contact to reach your company, please feel free to share those requirements through the survey. I'm going to be around a couple of minutes in case that you have any questions or comments, but with this, we are ending this session. Once again, thanks for joining us today. Have a good one.